arts, entertainment and lifestyle. ChaKra TV. It never ends.
Hello and welcome to another Simple Talk segment right here on ChaKra TV. Now reminding you to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification to get notified whenever we upload something new. Now today on the show I have with me a great guitar maestro, a legend in the Western music industry in Sri Lanka, great Derek Wickramanayake. We don't do much of an introduction here.
That's true.
Nonetheless, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Alright. Derek, to start things off, take us back to your start. When did you get into music?
I started listening to music when I was a little child, and I sort of fell in love with the music, and I always wanted to listen to music and to imitate playing guitars and stuff like that. And then that's all I wanted to do. I just every day during the daytime I'm thinking of playing the guitar, singing. I mean, when I went to school, I was always tapping on the drum, like on the table, and singing and trying to play music. But I think that was what I have to do in my life, not studying. And
So tell me about your love affair with the guitar. How did that happen?
That happened. Okay, I was a little kid. One day I was sleeping and I heard this sound of the guitar, electric guitar. And I woke up and I came up. And I saw my father with some friends, and they had a guitar. One guy had a blue colored guitar. He was playing tang 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 some stuff. And I thought, wow, this is great. And I was trying to touch the guitar, and I loved the sound so much. I thought this is what I want to do in my life. My father played the guitar, but he never let me play the guitar.
So you're coming from a musical background?
No, my father just played a few chords and sang to my mom. That's it. But I was so serious about playing the guitar. But I never got a chance. I wanted to go and learn from some classical guitar players, but my father said, no, you don't need to learn guitar. So focus on my studies. But I couldn't focus on my studies. I was utter failure at school, and I just wanted to play. That's it.
So when did you start?
When I was about 15 or 16, my parents moved to Kandy, and there my father wanted me to play the ukulele at some concert, which is called British Summer Singers Hawaii Show. And that day I saw a band playing right in front of me. 4 guys, drummer, 2 guitarists and a bass player. And they were playing, and I was at the back, right at the back, playing the chinky chinky ukulele, and I thought, nah, this is not what I had to be up there in front. So I got friendly with the musicians, and they knew I liked to play the guitar. When they took a break, I would just go and play a few chords. And for my luck, the guitarist left the band. He went to Colombo, and they were looking for a guitarist. And they asked me if I could play. I said, well, I'm not good enough to play with you guys, but I can look for somebody else. And there are other guitarists I know. But none of them wanted to play with this band. I said, I'm sorry, I couldn't find a guitar player. Then the band leader told me, Derek, you play a little guitar. I said, a little bit. I can't play in a band. I'm not good enough to play in a band. Then he said, look, I'll teach you how to play bass. You play bass, and he was a bass player. He said he took over the guitar. And then that's when my life changed. I went to his house and he taught me these bass lines, and he taught me a few songs. And I took the bass guitar home every day. I walked all the way up and down from his house to my place, carrying the guitar. And I just started practicing.
Do you remember his name?
Sharon Pritchard.
Okay.
How can I forget his name?
What's the name of the band?
Hezanites.
Okay.
Sharon Pritchard was a bass player. Michael Sansoni, he was a guitarist, rhythm guitar player. Jeremy Pritchard was a drummer. We had 2 drummers, Lucky Dalla and Jeremy Pritchard, and myself.
From there onwards?
Then I played my first gig the day before my birthday in Kegol. I still remember this day because I was so small, like first 16 years old. I looked very small, and they gave me a jacket that the other guitarist wore. It was like hanging up to here. The sleeves were just covering me up. So anyhow, I somehow managed to wear it and play the gig. And the next day, we had another gig in Kandy, and then I practiced like all the time, and I kept up with the band. And they liked me, and that's what I love. And the best part was, my father, he wanted me to go and join the church and become a pastor. So I had long hair. I used to wear bell bottoms and platform shoes, and so I went to church with my brother. He wanted to be a pastor as well. So I said, look, you are not studied, you have no qualifications, you have no GC, O levels, no certificates. You better go and be a pastor. I thought, okay, I had to be a pastor. I'll go and be a pastor. Went to church, went to meet this guy, and he said, if you are going to join the Bible school, you have to cut your hair. You can't have long hair here. And you have to cut those bell bottoms. You can't wear those bell bottoms. And you can't wear those fancy shoes. You have to wear normal shoes like everybody else. And that, oh dear, here we go. Like, all my life, my father told me what I should do, what I shouldn't do. And I did that. And I got nowhere. So I thought, now this church is telling me what I should do. And I said, at the moment, I have a band that's really playing. I'm having a great time playing in the band, meeting people, meeting girls. I thought, hey, why am I going to give this up to join the church and preach to people? I told my brother, Vivian, if you want to join the church, you go ahead. I don't want to know, because I'm going to play in the band. That's when I started playing full-time music with his nights. So after 1 year, the band broke up because the family preacher, Jeremy and Sharon, they went to Australia. And their sister was also singing in the band, Fiona Pritchard. And they all left. And Michael and I were left alone. And Michael started playing, he called the band his nights and to go with the band. I came to Colombo, I was looking for work, and then I met Jeffrey Fernando and two other friends, Curtis One Hart, Julius Ferreira, and Gordon Nice. He formed a band. It was pretty good, but we were not making any money. Very difficult to make a living out of that. At the same time, I got a break to go to Afghanistan, Kabul. I took the chance and I went to Afghanistan. I was there for 2 years, 1975-76.
Oh, okay.
Then there, Manilal was also with me. We went together to Afghanistan, and from there, now we went to Saudi Arabia, play for Aramco. We played 2 nights a week, 5 nights a week off. It was a good gig. Played for 3 months, then we went to Germany, we traveled to Germany. Then Manila stayed in Germany, I went to England, and I stayed there for a few years, and then came back to Sri Lanka. We formed a band called Rendezvous. And that was a good band, but still, not enough money to live. So
how was the scene back then?
The scene was very good at that time, although we didn't make enough money. Music was very good. People listened to music. People listened to good music. We could play a lot of new songs, right? Not like now. So people, any song, and there were songs with a lot of arrangements and harmony and a lot of stuff involved in the music and different styles of music, and it was fantastic. But then we went to Switzerland. When we came back, things had changed a little bit in the early 80s, late 80s, and then in the 90s it was all right, it's still okay.
Now this is during the war, right?
We had problems, but still the bands were playing. And people are different at that time, not like now. Now people don't give a shit about music. Can I say that?
That's fine.
Okay. Because now people, they hear music all the time.
Okay. Now people hear all the time.
Now people hear music all the time because it's available anywhere. You don't have to even buy it. You can go to YouTube and download your songs, and you can, while you're walking, you hear someone playing music in the house. Or if you go into a bus, you can hear some kind of music. So music is like too much now. So it's nothing special anymore. Those days when you play in a band, it was special because people know how difficult it is for a band to get together and put a song together. Now they don't care. They don't care how hard we work to put a song together. To play an instrument, play a song, or play a big guitar or the drums. You don't just take a guitar and play. It takes years of practice, and So
now with the technology, hasn't it become very easy for everybody?
Easy to learn, but very hard to master.
True indeed.
You understand? So the thing is now there are many people who can play instruments, but they're not masters or they're not professional. Like not that they're professional, I can say.
They're just doing it for the sake of it.
Most of them play music for the money.
And the fame.
Yeah. Not more than fame. Fame is they're not important, but it's not important. I think they pay for the money. When you ask them for a gig, the first thing they ask how much do I get paid.
Yeah.
You know, when I look back in my life, I never took the guitar to play or to sing or whatever for money. It's like when you're a child, you go and play cricket outside, not because you're going to get money. When you're big, you just have fun playing cricket. So for me, playing music was having fun. You know what I mean? So, but even if my job, it was fun for me. It is something that I'm enjoying. The moment I don't enjoy, I say goodbye and I walk out. I play I go to another band. And I have left so many bands. A lot of people don't like to take me to band because I don't stay too long. Because if I don't like what we are doing or how the band is running, I just walk out. I can't stay just because of the money. And I always leave the band. I give them notice, look, I'm leaving after 3 months or 1 month, whatever. And I leave the band. After I leave the band, I look for another job. I try to find a band that I can play with. The Purple was the band I could play with, but then that thing started changing. WildFire was the only band that I really wanted to play.
Yeah, let me ask you about WildFire. How did that happen? What was the
accident?
concept?
It was an accident.
When was it exactly?
2000.
2000. Yeah.
What happened was, in 1999, I was playing Purple Rain, and we were just taking a dive. The band was taking a dive. People didn't come to the club. The band was not performing properly. They were taking more breaks and sets.
Okay.
You know, they would play 5 songs and take about half an hour, 40 minute breaks. And then can't play another 5 songs and go, you know. It's crazy. And I didn't like it. I said, this is not right. Because for me, when I get on stage, I want to entertain the people with what I like to do. Not what they want me to entertain. You know, I don't do that. I know they like baila, but I'll play baila at the right time, but not when they want me to play baila. So now it has become such a issue because people play baila from the word go. You know, I mean, I don't like to play with the dancers seriously because now dancers are more like baila, and people have so much of drinks on the table. As they go, they start drinking. By 10 o'clock, they're all drunk, and then it's baila. Till morning, it's baila. So it's no fun. I have no fun playing baila.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I like baila. I mean, it's not that it's bad, it's good. But then, baila, you must play at the right time to enjoy. You know, with some people after a party, yes, you can play some baila, enjoy the music, it's nice. But not when you go for a dance or you go to a club to play baila. It's not the music for that place, you know. I think every venue has to have the right music.
True.
You know, a bar should have bar music, a lobby should have lobby music. But most of bands, when they go to, I play at the lobby with my live song. They ask me for songs that I normally play in a club. And if I don't play them, they're pissed off. They don't like to come again. So you need to keep the customers coming as well. So you have to please everybody. So it's a hard job.
So getting back to WildFire, so in 2000 it was formed, and you all had a great, I mean, a decade of success, maybe?
No, not really, not half a decade.
Yeah. So tell me about the success behind the WildFire, because everybody used to know you from WildFire. I mean, you know, Derek and WildFire. So how did that happen, and then what happened in the end?
Okay. I started WildFire not for anything else. I didn't want to. I wanted to stop playing music completely, and I wanted to do a regular job.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. And I was working.
Was there any reason behind it?
Yeah, I didn't like the way the people were reacting to music.
Okay. So this was in the 2000s.
Before 2000.
Before 2000. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when you go on stage, they say, "We want DJ, we want DJ." You know, I mean, when you hear shit like that, you know, you don't want to play music to these people. You know. You know, if they don't want you, what are you doing there? So I thought, this is the end of my music career. You know, they want DJ, so I think I should give it up. So then I have, you know, this guy, Bodhi Kirti, film director, was a friend of mine. He said to come and work with him as assistant director. I mean, it's not a great job though. Director is not like you have to do the dirty stuff. You just have to go and make that. If you don't make the tea, you do everything else but make the tea. So Yes, but I enjoyed it. It was something new. I like, hey, take one, pop, all this stuff I should do. It was fun. I really enjoyed doing the job. I get up early morning and go and pick the people up and then see the sets are okay. It's a lot of responsibility and I like that. So, I started working with Booty and I thought, okay, I'm going to form a band just to have fun. Just for, it doesn't, I don't care how much money I get. I don't really care. Because you know why? When I started playing music, I said earlier, I didn't start to make money. I just want to play music to have fun. So that's what I did. All my life, I've been playing and I'm having fun. You know, I'm 65 years old now. And I've been having fun since I was 16. Right? So, and I want to have fun another 100 years if I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So half a decade you've been having fun already.
Yeah, it's fun for me.
Yeah.
So, I think that's how people should live. You got to enjoy what you're doing, your work, your life, your family. If you're not happy with their family, leave them and go and find somebody else. You know what I mean? I don't hang around with situations where I'm not happy with. Bands, jobs, family, parents, anybody. So I have moved on. So WildFire, I thought I'll just do a band, just play Beatles and old 60s songs, 50, 60 songs and just have fun. And I had this friend of mine, Praveen, at Jai Kilton. I told him, Praveen, I'm forming a band. Can you give me a date? He said, I can give you a date, but we don't pay much. I said, how much? He said, $7,500 for the whole band. I said, okay. I had sound equipment, so I said, okay then. We started playing for that price. And we just didn't go for the money, we just went to, CJ was working at that time. And we played, and the funny thing is people loved us. They liked what we did because we had very raw sound. We had no effects, we didn't even have a reverb machine or deal, nothing, just raw music. Drum set, guitars were mic'd, microphone has no reverb. It was just raw 60s sound, And people felt the difference and they loved the repertoire. We had a lot of great old songs and that picked us up, then took for a long time. Then
so who was the original lineup?
Original WildFire was CJ, original lineup is Tilak Dias from Rattlesnake, Lal from Gypsies, Lal from Gypsies, myself and Wikramanayake. We formed WildFire. It was in 1999. But somehow Tilak and Lal also signed up with another band called Ultimate. But they didn't tell me. These guys didn't tell me. So I thought they would play with me. When I got the gig, and I told the guy, I got a gig, guys, just going to practice. He said, oh, Derek, I can't come to play because I'm joining some of the band. I got so angry with the guys, I'll tell you, I gave him beans. And then Lal said the same thing. I said, oh, guys, I know drummer, I don't know bass player. So I asked CJ, can you help me out with drums, I got this gig, I got to play this gig, drummer. And he said, okay. And then Benji Ranabaho from Aquarius, I spoke to Benji, can you help me out on Sunday? It's a Sunday gig. Benji said, okay. So they came for a practice. We practiced about 60 songs in 2 days. And when I played, the next day we played, the club was packed. We couldn't find a chair or seat to sit in here. And it was packed for a few years, man.
So from Benji, the next lineup?
Then CJ said he's going to quit the job and play in the band because he enjoyed playing with WildFire. Then Benji left. Benji had his own band, Aquarius. Then Joe Thambimurthy was available. He saw the band and he said, I'll come play with you guys. So Joe joined him. And then Primal and I had problems. He was a guy from Flame. So he wanted to play with Flame, and that is his lineup. That is his thing, not WildFire. So he was moving to Flame, and one day he didn't come for a gig, and I went to see him playing with Flame. So I fired him then and there. Then I asked Damien to play with me. And then Shafi came in one day. Then Shafi joined. Shafi and Damien, we played for a while. Then Damien didn't fit into the band properly. It's not his thing. He has a different way of playing. So he left. we continued with Shaf, it was good. But unfortunately, after a few years, things changed and Shafi left the band and he formed his own band, and that didn't work out for him either. Then he came back to WildFire. It was not the same.
Now, speaking of which, you all had a reunion a couple of years back. How did that happen?
I just
wanted to do it again.
Yeah. The SFM, I think, sponsored a reunion concert, and we did. That was good. I mean, I love Shafi, I love the guys. We played music together. It's just sometimes things become too difficult, you know. So, but we are great friends. We can always play together and have fun together. WildFire is a fun band. Whatever said and done,
and you
whatever happens.
had a lot of fun back in the day as well.
Yeah. That's what the difference with WildFire and other bands is when we get on stage, we want to give 150%. You don't look at the watch and say, oh, this is a break time. No. I was a band leader and I call all the shots. I will take a break when I see the people are a little tired or they want to go and sit down. Maybe I could take a break now. I won't look at the watch and take time, take a break. I will never do that.
Yep, indeed. And you all won't feel the time passing by when you see WildFire on stage back in the day. Now, speaking of bands, Derek, now in Sri Lanka, I noticed a lot of bands getting disbanded. Maybe 1 or 2 years, they have a good run and then the band is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, because
what happens?
The reason is everybody has different priorities. Some people, although they play in a band, they're also trying to do education. They want to go and be a doctor, lawyer, some rubbish. I don't know. But they're not. They just do the band for the moment. Maybe they can make some money, or maybe they want to have fun, or maybe meet some girls. I don't know what. But their main target is something else. So they'll join a band. When the band comes to a certain level, guy says, "Look, I got to go to England. I'm going to Australia. I got to go to the States. I have to study." So then he goes. Once you break that, it's not the same. Once you have a good team, and one person moves out, it's very hard to replace that person. Even in our band, same with WildFire. In our band, it's difficult at all. I mean, like when Shafi left, we couldn't replace him with anybody else. Shafi was one unique guy. He has to be in WildFire. But now I'm playing with Mintaka. I just sort of, I'm not officially in the band, but I just came to help them out. So I think I might stay on. If they ask me to stay, I will stay and play with these. I think that's the only band I can play with, because we understand each other. We just played last night at the Curve. We played songs we had never played for 10, 15 years. And it just came up like it had been rehearsed. So that's the only band I think I can play with. And so that's what it is.
I mean, I noticed that not only in English bands, in Sinhala bands as well, you get just disbanded.
Yeah, that's because their priorities are different. They're not focused on music. They just do it for a while, as long as they get some money or they get to have some fun or just pastime till they get to the other level where they want to go. So everybody has a target in life. Some guy want to get married and the wife says don't play in a band anymore. That's one problem. The other one is they want to be somebody else.
Not they want the money.
And I don't blame them because if you're doing music, you can't expect money. Now it's very hard to make money playing music because first thing there are too many bands, and the other thing is very few jobs. So if you're doing music, like I play music for fun. I don't look at it as money. I look at it as having a good time. If I don't have a good time, I would stop it.
Now you came to a good point. Now when you consider the Western world, the music industry is so big, and the artists are doing very well and they are very well off. But especially in Sri Lanka or the the eastern side of the world, we are yet to
not eastern side.
No, I mean there are 1 or 2 individuals who have done really well on the international stage. But let's say for example, Eagles, Dire Straits. We have yet to provide a band like that, find a band like that. Why do you think the reason is?
The reason is we don't have dedicated musicians. Now see, band like Eagles, that's all they do. They play songs, they write songs, that's all they do. And sometimes they eat, these bands, and before they formed this band, before they became Eagles, when they were in their young age, like young teenage or whatever, they would live in a room. They would live in a room and they eat hamburgers just practice and get. They have a target. They want to form a band. They know they can write good songs. They know they have a good lineup. They know these guys can do harmony. They can. First, you recognize the talent around you, and then you say, okay, you're going to build something. And a country like America, it's easy because it's a big country. You can make songs and you can sell them. But Sri Lanka, you have to make songs for single people, not Western music. Nobody wants to listen to Western songs here.
Do you see a change in this trend? Can we ever, find a band who will do well in the industry?
I don't know. It's difficult.
It's difficult.
Because most people, Sri Lankans, don't believe music as a career. They don't. They think it's
just a
fun.
Hobby,
It's a hobby. Yeah, it's a fun thing. They don't believe in like serious. They don't believe in doing something very seriously. I know a lot of good songwriters, and they are find difficult to make ends meet. Because they need to have an income.
Yeah.
So,
and then sometimes that's the only thing they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my advice to any people who want to learn guitar or play music, do it for fun. Don't expect money. Yeah. If you think it's going to make you, if you're lucky, like band like Misty, Black, all those guys make a lot of money. But I wouldn't want to get into their shoes because I don't like to play that kind of music.
Speaking of kind of music, what genre are you in? I mean, is there a particular genre that you are focusing on?
Well, not really. I can say I like jazz. I like jazz fusion music. I like bands like Steely Dan and or Eagles or Toto. Those music is quality stuff. It's not easy to play those songs. You have to practice hard. You learn to play an instrument properly. So we have some great guitar players in Sri Lanka. Some young guys, very good players, good bass players or drummers. Very good, but the right people have not got together yet. If the right people got together, they can do something, yes. But they are all in different bands. A very good, fantastic drummer in this band, super guitarist in this band, another great bass player in another band, another singer, like that. They're all
in different places.
Yeah, they don't want to get together. But if these guys get together one day, then they can create something. You have to be very, very good on your instrument and your vocals to do something international because the standard is so high. It's very, very high, and we are far behind it. I'm 65 right now, but I'm still practicing. But I don't want to get into that. I just want to play for myself. I want to play what I love to play and enjoy what I'm doing. I love performing. I like to make people happy. The audience, I want to give them the best I can do with the band, with the support of the band, and be a part of the band. That's more important, not just me and the band, no. I'm part of the band.
Yeah. Don't forget you are watching Simple Talks on ChaKra TV, and reminding you once again to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to get notified on our latest uploads. Right. Moving on to my next question, Derek. Now with the pandemic, before that we had the Easter bombings.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic continued for about good 1.5 years, almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
So the entertainment industry suffered a lot.
Hell of a lot.
Your thoughts on that? What do you think? I mean, how can we improve it? What can we do? Because it's a global pandemic that we're experiencing.
Okay. As a musician, I think the band should take this opportunity to practice their instruments and make each person can develop on their instrument, on their vocals, or whatever. Because you have time. You're not working, you don't have jobs. Instead of sulking and say, I don't have work, no money, no. Okay, if what I always think like this, if the prices go up, like the rice or the food or whatever goes up, eat half and save a little bit money. That's what I do. In those days, we eat a lot of food, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, buy one eat. Then when all these prices went up, I thought I'll have less. If I had 2 eggs, I'll eat 1 egg. Okay? And if I had, if I have 2 packets of noodles, I'll eat 1 packet of noodles. And that way I have saved money also. And that's good for my stomach.
Yeah.
Good for me. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because people in Sri Lanka, they eat a lot. They eat too much. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, but. That's too much. They have to understand. if they stop eating a lot, and at the moment I'm on a intermittent fast. Right?
That's a good thing. I heard that.
Right? So I don't eat for 16 hours. I eat for 8 hours, I don't eat for 16 hours. So, and that has helped me. I feel much better. I don't feel lethargic anymore. I feel very fit. I don't, I normally forget a lot of things, but I don't forget so much like I used to do. So, and I don't have any stomach problems or any sickness or nothing. I don't get sick. And I don't think I'll get COVID either. If I get COVID, can't help.
Yeah.
Die. You can't stop that anyway. You know?
Now, getting back to the question that I asked Derek, now there are a lot of guys who are involved in sounds and lighting, stage management, etc., etc. So everybody has taken a hit. Now, is there any help from the government side that you are getting? I mean, there are so many associations. You know, there are associations coming up like mushrooms. But is it practical? I mean, has anything been done for the guys?
I really don't know. I really don't know because I have not like 28. But nothing from the government. I don't think the government is helping anybody, not even the musicians or anybody else. So this is something we have to face. You know, this is a kind of a war without weapons. You know, so you have to live with this. You have to try to minimize your cost, expenses, and try to somehow overcome this problem. You can't just sit and wait and say, "Oh, let's see what happens."
You can't complain and look about it.
You have to understand the situation and try to manage with it.
Now that the country has opened up, so there are a lot of gigs coming up and a lot of places are opening up as well. So I know that you are playing at a couple of places as well, so you can let everybody else know where you are.
Yeah, I'm playing with ChaKra now. I'm the second guitarist. And
you play on every Wednesday, right?
no, not really.
Okay.
We played last Wednesday at Curve. Next Wednesday we are playing at the Irish pub. And after that, I don't know. But I also have some work, you know, I go to Maldives and come back. So I don't know if you see me in Dhaka, just come and see us.
And you can just DM on Facebook and you can get more details on that as well, right? Is it?
Yeah, I guess.
And you can go to Irish Pub page and get more details. Okay, final question. Tell us, or tell them advice for young upcoming musicians. I mean, there are a lot of, reality shows coming up, and there are a lot of reality shows that has been done for the last, decade or so. But we see a lot of artists coming up, and we don't see them.
Yeah.
We don't see them. We don't even remember them.
Yeah, I know.
Your thoughts on that, and your advice to the young upcoming artists?
I can't give you my thoughts on that because I don't have good thoughts about it.
No.
But my advice to young musicians is, if you are serious about music, then try to learn as much as you can about music. Like even to read and write music, to play other instruments like a piano or a violin is very important to know. Trying to find a teacher and get to know the violin, do classical music, study jazz, study different types of genres of music. Because that will help you and be focused in what you want to do. If you want to be a doctor, then go and be a doctor.
Be a doctor.
Yeah, focus on being a doctor and trying to save lives. But if you want to be a musician, focus on being a musician. And I mean, you don't have to play in clubs and bars and restaurants, but you can write your own songs. You can do other programs. There are other jobs for musicians. Playing in nightclubs and bars and restaurants is not the only job for musicians. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not. There are other jobs you can do. You can go to a studio and be a studio musician.
Composing.
And we need good studio. I'm not a good studio musician. I cannot play in a studio. It's very difficult because I need the live feel to play. I cannot sit to that tick all the time and play because it takes my mind off what I want to play. But there are some people who are excellent studio musicians.
One final question before I let you go.
Another one?
Yes.
Another final question?
Yes. Because I wanted to ask you that since you didn't answer one question earlier, probably. Your thoughts on reality shows in Sri Lanka. What do you think personally? I mean, you don't have
it's a big business.
I mean, has it helped the music industry in Sri Lanka?
Do you think it has helped?
One or two.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
only there are a few guys who had made it something.
Yeah.
Like Shehan Mira. He was in the first Superstar. I met him and when I saw him performing, I said, "You're going to win the show." But he didn't. Some Ajit Bandar won it. But that Ajit Bandar, I'm sorry to say, he has no personality. He has, I don't know what he had. I don't know what people saw in Ajit Bandar from Shehan Mira.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
they disappeared,
Ajit Bandar did a few gigs. I mean, we are not a superstar. You have to be a superstar and be there. These superstars just go and they become shooting stars. They disappear after that. So, I don't advise anyone, any musician or any singer, to join these reality shows because why? There's only one winner, right? If we have 2,000 people, out of 2,000 people, there'll be only one winner. That's the only guy who's going to be happy. For all musicians, the rest are going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
You get my point? So forget it. Don't join any reality shows. I tell my students, I'll teach you to play, but don't go for these competitions. Try to be better than somebody else. That's the worst thing you can do. But you don't have to be better than somebody else. You should be able to play with somebody else together. You have to have somebody equally good as you to play. If he's not good enough, you can teach him. And if he's better than you can learn from him. You understand?
Yeah.
You have to have that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be better than somebody else. The moment you try to be better than somebody else, that's your downfall.
Yeah.
I think it's in everything in life, not only music, but in normal life. Everybody wants to be better than that. So that guy bought a Mercedes, I'll buy a BMW. All this crap. For me, this is all superficial. It's too much. It's too much for people. You just have to be happy with what you have, and try to live in harmony with people. This is my last.
So with that words of wisdom, we'll wrap things up right here on this episode of Simple Talks, and we'll catch you again once again right here on ChaKra TV. So thank you so much, Derek. We'll meet up again soon, and go well.
Thank you for having me.
And don't forget, so you're gonna ask yourself, are you gonna be a superstar or are you gonna be a shooting star? Catch you next time.